Once upon a time, there was a curious young boy named Elmer Elevator who lived in a busy city with his parents and their old black and white cat. Elmer loved animals more than anything else. Whenever he saw a stray dog, a hungry bird, or a tired horse, he wanted to help. Unfortunately, many people around him did not share his kindness. One rainy day, Elmer met an old alley cat who seemed wiser than any ordinary cat. The cat thanked Elmer for offering him food and shelter, and in return, shared a remarkable secret. Far away, on a mysterious place called Wild Island, a young dragon was being held captive by wild animals. They forced the poor dragon to work for them every day, carrying them across a wide river whenever they wanted. The dragon was lonely, frightened, and dreamed of escaping. Hearing this heartbreaking story, Elmer immediately decided he had to rescue the dragon. The old cat carefully explained how to reach Wild Island. Elmer secretly packed everything he thought might be useful on an adventure. Into his backpack he placed chewing gum, lollipops, rubber bands, ribbons, toothbrushes, toothpaste, magnifying glasses, combs, biscuits, apples, tangerines, and many other unusual items. Although these objects looked ordinary, Elmer believed that clever thinking was often more valuable than strength. Quietly, without telling anyone, he followed the cat to the harbor. Under the cover of darkness, Elmer climbed aboard a large cargo ship carrying wheat. He hid among the sacks until the ship sailed across the sea. After several days, the ship arrived near Wild Island, and Elmer slipped ashore unnoticed, ready to begin the most exciting adventure of his life. Wild Island was unlike any place Elmer had ever imagined. Dense forests covered the land, strange sounds echoed through the trees, and countless wild animals lived there. Every creature was suspicious of strangers. Elmer remembered the old cat's advice to stay calm and think carefully before acting. As he walked deeper into the forest, he met a fierce lion who proudly claimed to be the king of the island. The lion demanded to know why Elmer had entered his territory. Instead of running away, Elmer politely offered the lion a beautifully decorated comb and promised that it would make his magnificent mane look even more impressive. The lion became fascinated with grooming his hair and completely forgot about chasing Elmer. Soon afterward, Elmer encountered a group of hungry tigers blocking the path. They looked fierce and dangerous, licking their lips as they stared at the young traveler. Thinking quickly, Elmer opened his bag and handed each tiger several pieces of chewing gum. None of the tigers had ever tasted gum before. They happily began chewing and stretching it into long sticky strings. Soon their mouths were so busy that they forgot all about Elmer, allowing him to continue safely through the jungle. As the journey continued, Elmer reached a place where several grumpy rhinoceroses argued over who had the strongest horns. Nearby, a family of gorillas looked untidy and curious about the strange visitor. Elmer shared toothbrushes, toothpaste, and ribbons from his backpack. The gorillas became excited about brushing their teeth, while the rhinoceroses admired themselves and became distracted. Every obstacle was overcome not by fighting but through kindness, creativity, and clever problem solving. Elmer realized that understanding others was often the greatest tool of all. Finally, after many challenges, Elmer reached the far side of the island where the dragon was imprisoned. The young dragon was small, golden, and covered with blue and red stripes. Heavy ropes tied him to the ground beside the river where the wild animals forced him to act as their living bridge. The dragon looked exhausted and frightened. Elmer quietly approached him and whispered that he had come to help. The dragon could hardly believe that someone had traveled so far just to rescue him. Working carefully, Elmer untied the ropes one by one. Just as the final knot came loose, loud voices echoed through the forest. The wild animals had discovered that the dragon was escaping. They rushed toward the river, shouting angrily. Elmer remained calm. He encouraged the frightened dragon to spread his wings. Although the young dragon had not flown for a long time, he gathered his courage. With Elmer climbing onto his back, the dragon flapped his wings harder and harder until both of them rose into the sky. The angry animals watched helplessly as Elmer and the dragon soared high above the trees. For the first time in his life, the dragon felt completely free. Together they flew across rivers, mountains, and sparkling seas until Wild Island disappeared far behind them. During the long journey, the dragon thanked Elmer for risking everything to save a stranger. Elmer smiled and said that true friends help each other whenever they can. When they finally reached a safe and peaceful land, the dragon no longer had to live in fear. He could fly wherever he wished and enjoy a happy life. Elmer knew it was time to return home, but before saying goodbye, the dragon promised that their friendship would never end. They thanked each other for the courage, trust, and kindness that had changed both of their lives forever. From that day on, Elmer never forgot his extraordinary adventure. He learned that even a young person with no special powers could accomplish amazing things through bravery, intelligence, compassion, and determination. The story of Elmer Elevator and the rescued dragon became a timeless reminder that true heroes do not win by using force, they succeed by helping others, solving problems with creativity, and believing that kindness is stronger than fear.